Do you want to do this as GrumpyBearGaming?
Sure, why not?
Hello everyone, my name is James.
I'm Mario.
And we are from GrumpyBearGaming. We have a beautiful friend here, and his name is Romeo.
He's our recurring guest star.
He's a recurring guest.
You might as well join the group.
I know, he's in the background.
But he's too cool for us.
No.
Yeah, we just got done
He's too cool for school.
No.
Right, I know. So, we just got done a series with him, The Last of Us, on our channel.
Yes.
And he actually wanted to suggest we do movie reviews. So
Yes.
he suggested a movie, then we'd all watch it, and we'd talk about how wonderful that movie was. And
Don't tell that lie.
I know.
He just suggested that,
He suggested a movie.
and then he asked us to review said movie, and it's going to be a new thing that we're doing.
Yes, it's going to be part of our channel. So, welcome, Romeo.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
I know.
No,
We'll
do you
have
feel
you.
welcome?
We'll have you later.
I like how you pretending.
We'll have you.
The microphone.
We'll definitely have you later. We'll get you a cookie. That'll be fun.
Okay.
Don't tell him what we're doing for TikTok. Jesus.
I know, that's on our TikTok. I mean, if you've seen our TikTok, you know that we get him cookies.
Hush.
So,
Anyways.
in the most pornographic way possible. Anyways. Okay, so, Romeo, you talk about the movie since you suggested it.
Okay.
So-
I made a recommendation, and the recommendation is Possessor, which is directed by Brian. Brian. I forgot what's the filmmaker's name. But I have it right here.
Oh, yeah, make sure to look at that.
Yeah. Okay. It's directed by Brandon Cronenberg.
How did you get Brian out of Brandon?
I thought it was Brandon. I know it started with the Greek. Okay.
I feel like I would have known Cronenberg.
Okay, it's directed by Brandon Cronenberg, who this was his second film. I have not seen his first film, but he is, if some of you guys don't know, he is the famous father of David Cronenberg, who has directed such films like The Fly.
Oh.
Okay.
And so he's
I knew that name sounded familiar.
yeah.
I was like, that sounds so...
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen his movies
His
before.
dad is the director of The Fly. He also has done some weird movies in the past called I believe it's what was it, the Videodrome. And he also did, and his movies also are very violent, like A History of Violence and The Eastern Promises. Those are very violent movies, which is why where all the violent films kind of make sense, because it's probably getting a lot of influence from his dad. Anyway, so I suggest this movie, and the movie is basically about a woman who is basically an assassin and who works for this company, and basically uses some brain technology where she possesses the consciously other people to target high-profile people.
Yes.
And when she is assigned to her latest assignment, she basically runs into trouble having a mental battle with this person of who controls her consciousness, but also she's also trying to fight some internal battles as you see how much of the job kind of takes a hold of her.
Yeah.
So, what did you guys think of Possessor? Any your first reactions after the credits hit? Or like generally?
No.
So generally.
Oh yeah, you want me to take this one, don't you?
You go first, Mario.
I thought it was an interesting movie. I first heard of it when I was watching, like, just randomly on YouTube, like Watch Mojos. It was 10 Fates That Were Worse Than Death.
Okay.
And that movie came up, and I was just kind of like, that is really interesting to think of it that way. Like,
Yeah.
I think the method for which the way they push the movie forward, which is like, we kidnap somebody, we turn around and we implant the assassin's consciousness into that person, and then turn around after that and we get that person to kill these people and then kill themselves. I'm like, this is actually a really interesting plot. And I was like, okay, so how does the chick decide, or how does this chick get a fate worse than death? So I'm like, and then you suggest the movie, and I'm like, oh, she gets like in this consciousness battle, and it's like, it's weird to watch it. It's really weird, and it's just like the way Romeo explained it doesn't give off that many spoilers, but it was fun to watch.
Spoiler warning for anyone who hasn't seen it, just in case.
Well, we're just talking about it generally right now. Then we'll get to spoiler territory.
Like, but I would say a lot of the what you didn't say was her family. Like, you didn't mention her family. Like, that's like her battle.
That's the spoiler territory.
Like her going into when she would go to her house. Like, she would like say certain things, like, and how to, her inflection had to be like a certain way. And
that goes back into that fate that's worse than death. She actually didn't know who she was at the end of this.
Yeah. Like, well,
she lost her identity.
No, she lost her regret.
No, she lost more than that. She lost her complete and utter identity. Like,
in a way, she just kind of loses it. Yeah.
Because she lost remorse.
Yeah.
She lost remorse.
Well, she didn't have remorse to begin with. Let's be honest.
She did, because it was stopping her from like really being good at her job, and that's what that lady wanted. That's why she did what she did at the end. She wanted her to be like, okay, I don't want you to have anything to hold you back. I don't want any like ties to the world. I want you to be a killer because you're good at it. Yeah. She said, "Oh, you're my number one killer." I'm like,
yeah, but I mean, in that regard, it's just kind of like that would be, to me, an assassin having a family is considered a weakness, not so much like a regret. So in order to get rid of her weaknesses and make her into this person who can just consistently kill and just essentially to turn her into that sociopath, she got rid of her only weakness.
I basically saw it as her family, kind of like her, what's left of her humanity.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of like puts her in that difficult position where she's good at her job, but can't really like do it with such precision that she needs to because of that strain of humanity that she has left. Because from what you can see, even in the beginning of the movie, this job kind of takes a toll on her.
Oh, totally.
And like she has to like I did really like the scene where before she even goes to her family, she starts like reciting how to like tonally seem like she's fine, but you could tell that she really isn't, and that's kind of like says a lot about it. And even when she's just like when she was like having sex with her husband, he's not really in the moment. She's like thinking about the violence instead. Like, you know, and that's what kind of like she's just become so like dependent by it that's what she craves, that's what she wants, because that's just how much it has such utter control in her life, which is why I kind of like the that analogy that the movie made at the end, when I guess the guy that she possesses goes into her family and she tells him the worm analogy where when the worm gets implanted, it's either is it your thoughts or is it the worm's thought?
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of look at, just basically his situation as well, basically him or the wife, but in a way it's like a lot to do with the girl and her job. Like, is it the job that's controlling her, or does she really want this?
And for me, I guess it's up until a point it is the job controlling her.
Mm-hmm.
But at the moment in which she loses, I guess in my opinion, it's her identity. Like, I can see her humanity, but just her identity in general.
Yeah.
Because at that point, that is when it's her choosing to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's like, this is all I know. This is who I am. I guess I'm trying to think how to explain. It's like the weakness thing for me is like when you have like Superman loses Lois Lane and he goes completely and utterly insane because Lois Lane was his only weakness.
I mean, yeah, you could look at it that way. Yeah, that would make sense.
But he also loses his humanity in that same exact moment.
Yeah.
Where he just goes like ballistic on everybody. It's like, no, I don't care anymore. Just fuck it all. You all can burn for all I care.
That would make that makes a little more sense. Or if you view it that way, that's
I mean, did she really love her family?
I would think that she did.
Because how she killed her husband, I don't think there was a lot of love left.
I don't think that was her killing him.
No, I took it as it was, but I just think I don't think she really.
I think she regretted killing her kid.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't
hesitated.
Yeah, I don't think she loved her ex-husband.
Yes, that is true. It wasn't
it was her ex-husband. They were divorced. But yeah, I don't think she loved her ex-husband, but I think she loved her son more.
Yes,
totally. Because spoilers. Now that we're getting spoiler territory. Okay.
That's why I said it.
Okay, sorry. But yeah, I do think that it was intentional for her to kill her ex-husband. But when her son stabs her, she didn't intentionally wanted to kill him because she just acted on impulse, like when she stabbed her. Yeah,
fired.
And he already killed. He already shot him fatally.
Yeah, he was gonna die.
Yeah, so it's her shooting at him again, it was like he was gonna die anyway because he already put it like a.
Yeah,
it's
because
at
that point, let me end it because he's gonna suffer.
Yeah.
He was gonna bleed out and die.
Yeah.
But see, I think the Superman analogy, because Superman actually cared about Lois, and he went ballistic because he lost her. She's actually unlocking her other self. This is what's holding me back. That's gone, and now I can kill myself while in that body without any hesitation or any fear. And that's what she wanted. That's what she gained, and that's what the other woman wanted. That's why she possessed the son. She knew she would never be able. The kid would never have gone up and stabbed her otherwise. I really believe that the kid would have hid, and then he would have lived. But since the lady took the kid's body and stabbed her, because she even knew that kid, the husband, I'm pretty sure she realized, she'll kill the husband, but I don't think she'll kill the kid. So she had to make sure the kid died. So at the end, when you see their blood touch and it's the butterfly, and that's what I asked you the other day, so what did the butterfly signify? Because when she talked about it, she said, I thought it was pretty and I mounted it, but I had regret over killing it. At the end, she says, I did this, but she doesn't remember there's no regret. So she doesn't regret it anymore. Yeah. And that's what you said, she lost regret. She lost her ability to feel bad about doing something that costs something else. That's what she lost. Or she wanted to get rid of.
There is a huge but to this. She did stay in the host longer than she was supposed to, so there is brain damage.
Yeah,
so she may not remember that is her son. That's why I'm maybe. I'm trying to give her some benefit.
Yeah, there was after.
There was some
because I watched this.
Brain damage.
I watched this movie twice just to kind of get, maybe look at what I missed, and it does say that there is a time constraint when they're possessing someone, that the brain implant would deteriorate in 5 days. So basically, she needs 3 days where she's in full control. But by the third day, that's when the implant starts deteriorating, and those are, I guess, that time frame after the 3 day mark where the host that she's possessing can consciously fight back to gain control.
And that's why I think that she wasn't really the primary one killing the husband.
Well, she does have a mental conversation with him that she said that she would do it.
She would do it, and then he turned around, and then it happens. I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah, but at the end, after she finished killing the husband, it was her. And she was like, "Oh, pull me out."
It was.
Oh, yeah.
It was. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt in this situation. Because, I mean, if someone is possessing me and I have control and I'm going to hurt them, I'm going to hurt them in the worst way possible. So he probably thought killing the husband would hurt her massively.
Plus, another reason why I think it's her is because there was plenty of... There were, even before, there were situations where they provided her with a gun to kill her I guess her targets, but she always uses brutal ways to do it.
Yeah,
because
I think with a knife, it's more like a crime of passion.
Yeah, which is why I kind of feel like she's more like addicted to the job because she just likes the violence. She revels in the violence.
I got that from when she like killed the first guy and she put her hand in the blood and it was just like. Just looking at it, like the feel, the texture, the look of it. How many
people do you have to kill to get to that point? Jesus Christ.
Well, I think they allude to her being the best, so she's had to have been doing it for a really, really, really long time. And I remember that was before her. That was before her marriage.
Well,
and her kid. So like she had been doing it for at least how old was that kid?
I forgot, but he looked like he was like 9, 10.
Yeah, so she's been doing it for 10 plus years, so she's already like she's like, man, look at this. It looks like
it's not
Jello.
that would explain
Jello doesn't feel like that.
Oh, okay.
That would explain why their marriage why the marriage kind of fell through. And sometimes I wonder if the husband knew about it.
No.
Because they never really explained if she knew about the job. She knew that it was taking a toll on her, but did he knew like specifically what it was?
No, I don't think so.
Because I mean, if he did know, he probably wouldn't have suggested her moving back in because he suggested that, and I think knowing what she does, like I think if he knew, he wouldn't have said, "Oh yeah, come back," like. In my head, like if I know that my partner is an assassin and their job is gonna put me and my kid in danger, I'm like you can come see them, but I don't want you living here.
See, you're good.
And I do not want you living here. There's no way I'm gonna invite you back to this house. But like obviously she lied about what she was technically doing, so that's why he said, "Oh, we want you to come back. It would be better. Please come back." Because he missed her, and obviously the kid missed her, so that's why.
You were still a good person.
Huh?
You were a good person.
What do you mean? I would have left the country, changed names, got facelifts and everything. So who are you? I don't know. I have to look in the mirror and tell myself who I am every day because I don't remember.
I do not care. I will lie to my kid and say that their mom's dead if I know that their mom's an assassin. I will lie to the day I die. I will take that secret to the fucking grave with me.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Because I would rather lie to my kid than have my kid be dead. I don't care.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's true. It would really depend on how much I love this person. Like I don't think they love each other enough
to tell each other the truth.
Yeah, obviously.
I think he loved her more than she loved him.
I think she enjoyed having a family. Yes. I don't think she ever really loved her family. Because
by the time we get to the movie, she's probably already broken.
Oh yeah, I think she's already broken by that time. I think she's definitely not coming back to a point where she can be like, oh, I really like being around these people. I really love being here. And that's why she even talked about, well, she got her hesitation of oh, we won't move back. Her face was like, no. I don't want to do this. This is a bad idea.
For all of you ReZero fans, she's like Elsa. Elsa Loveguard.
Who?
Elsa Loveguard. For all of our ReZero fans, they know who I'm talking about. I'll show you.
Okay.
But she's like this crazy assassin bitch who legit just loves disemboweling people. And she plays with their blood and stuff.
Fun.
She dies in the end. Sorry, spoiler alert for ReZero. She does die in the end anyway.
All sorts of things. You want
to know the end of Justice League?
We live in a society.
Oh my god.
Blah blah blah.
So any And so, what are some dislikes that you didn't like about the movie, or some criticisms about it?
I mean, I didn't mind the violence. I've seen Saw like 100 times, so the gore didn't bother me. Because I mean, obviously, like the one scene where she like has the fucking it on the projector, and then like the knife, then she remembers like the knife going into the neck over and over and over. And I'm like, I mean, sure, why not? This should be happening.
I thought. I mean, I didn't mind the violence either, but I do kind of. This is coming from a guy who kind of likes violence in movies.
Oh my god!
I do think some of it was a little excessive.
Well, I wouldn't say excessive. I'd say redundant.
But I think maybe
not redundant. I mean,
okay, which one was excessive?
Like, okay,
the
like
I didn't.
Okay. I didn't mind when because some people complained about the first one where he kind of stabs him too many times and it's just like right in your face, but I didn't mind that. It was the part where when she tried to kill herself, but she couldn't, and then when the cops show up and she started firing at them, but then she gets shot. And I thought it was gonna end like that, but apparently she's still alive. And they went up and shot her in the face, and I was like,
that's unnecessary.
That was kind of unnecessary. And then also the one where the scene with Sean Bean, where he like
poor Sean Bean, man. Like he just does not survive in any movie ever. And when he dies, it's so horrible.
Yeah, that is okay. If you didn't know, that was the person that we were talking about. Because no matter what,
Sean Bean has to be murdered
in that movie always dies. But here's the kicker: he doesn't die in this one.
Oh yeah, because he survived.
He doesn't
Remember
die.
the news story? They barely got him to revive him.
Yeah, they're like.
But what kind of quality of life is that?
But
you have a hole in the back of your head.
Yeah, because I didn't mind when he was like beating him up, and I thought it was like pretty cool because despite it, some of the effects were very cool, and most of the effects here are practical. They hardly use any CGI.
Well, besides it being cool, it was also really satisfying.
Yes,
to an extent.
To an extent. Okay, so Sean Bean's character, he kept whacking him with the fire poker, and then he shoves it in his mouth and like pulls out his teeth. I think. Okay. I didn't mind that. It was when he scoops his eye out.
Oh yeah.
That to me was the. Okay, this is a little much. The mouth scene.
Well, I mean, the dude was being utterly condescending.
Oh no, yeah.
Like to a point where I'm like, okay, this is a bit excessive of a condescending fact.
That was another kind of complaint that I had, is that none of the characters were kind of likable.
Yeah, nobody was fleshed out enough for me to be like.
But everybody's monotone. But I feel like another reason why I kind of felt like that was kind of necessary is because if we really cared about these characters, then the gore will kind of feel a little more like excessive. Heart-wrenching, yeah. And I feel like for a movie like this, you don't really need to develop the characters all that well.
I mean, I would want a little bit more development rather than just somebody who's just a strict asshole.
Yeah. I mean, he was an asshole, but he was an asshole because I don't know if you guys had paid attention about the narrative of the guy that he was possessing.
He's the boss of the daughter.
No, the guy that he was possessing.
I think he was just like a deadbeat or something like that. No,
he is basically a drug dealer, and he was a drug dealer to the daughter.
Yeah.
And they got together. So when they got together and it finds out that the daughter is basically bankrolling because of the dad of this company, which basically spies on your webcam, and that's how they get your information.
Oh, that's super fun. I love that. Thank you.
Oh,
well, I mean, Google does it all the time, so
yeah. Okay.
If I worked at Google, do I get to see dicks all day?
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. So,
it's not like Google.
Okay. So
why are you yelling? I'm right here.
Not like Google.
It is like Google.
So
Google,
basically,
hang on. Let me actually clarify this real quick. Let me clarify this point really quick.
Okay.
Just real
Google,
quick.
we're talking about you.
We really are. Haven't you had that moment where you're talking about something and then you get an email like maybe 5 minutes later about
No.
it? You've never had that happen to you. You've never had something marketed
No.
to you. Oh, that is a damn lie. You live in the age of information, and that is
No,
never
I don't.
happened.
And honestly, I ignore so much that it's just like common. It's in my mind that I just don't look at ads. I skip.
That
I just
doesn't
don't.
mean it
No,
doesn't
what
happen
I
to
will
you.
say though, like if I type something, not say something, if I type something in a search engine, then it'll get marketed to me later. Because that happened with the Manscaped thing. Like I like looked it up just to Google like the price, and then it showed up on Facebook. So that's like the
That's
only
happened to me.
that's like the only, or when we were looking for computers.
It's kind of
Like then
It's
it showed
really
me
scary.
it showed me like all these computers. Oh, like you would be a gaming computer. I'm like, no,
but
I don't
it's
think
almost
so.
it was basically like that.
Yeah, no,
That's
but
basically what they're doing. That is just a BI department.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, somebody in Google is sifting through a bunch of dick pics. I can guarantee that.
oh, I want his job.
No, you don't, because it sucks.
What's wrong with looking so
But
One, it requires a master's degree, and two, you have to have 5 years of BI
I need to be
experience.
master of dicks. It's okay, honey.
And I'm gonna use my favorite line.
so that's basically Sean Bean's company right there. It's like they
Yeah.
practically Google. But yeah, no, but
Practically good.
yeah, practically Google.
Help me.
So the guy that the main character possesses is the daughter's drug dealer, and they got together. And I guess the dad kind of found out that he was kind of a deadbeat, so he gives him like the shittiest position in his company.
Yeah.
Which is basically just
Oh yeah, that's
tell me what curtains, like it's just the lowest of the low. in
yeah,
the
and then they're
company.
like, he's not going fast enough, and they yell at him. Oh, you need to go faster. I'm like,
I mean, that was the girl, but she was actually just like, she didn't know what to do.
I'm like,
Yeah.
So, I mean, the whole point is like, look at people's curtains to see
well,
what's inside.
I mean,
so you
honestly,
can
he was
market
watching the
stuff.
guys. They're watching the two have sex, so he's like, man, that's
She was watching them have
it's just
sex.
like
She was
Pornhub,
yes.
but it's like live Pornhub.
Oh yes, and you were complaining about the amount of dicks.
No, vagina. Every video. Okay, I'm gonna say this. right now.
Duh.
Every freaking movie.
You're gonna piss off all your female characters.
I know I have nothing against women. I don't. I don't. They're beautiful creatures. See, I am gay though, so I don't like necessarily seeing vagina so fucking often. But Romeo's videos, yes, that's my little gay pride hat that I have, tend to have vagina flashing in my face at least the first 8 minutes of the movie, and it took 8 minutes to get to the sex scenes with her husband, and then another.
Did you see her
and
vagina? Or did you?
No.
No, you only saw boobs.
I saw his butt though. His butt was kind of cute.
Yes.
He had a nice butt.
Yes.
But then, like the butt
What
of
was
the.
that? Can we get back
But
to the
but when we were
discussion?
no. But then straight up hardcore like when he was doing
Oh,
the
I
Google,
saw.
when he was doing the Google thing, she's on her bed with her legs open. I'm like,
Yeah, but the guy's in
what
the
is it
way.
going on? No, not for a hot second. I'm like, she's like, oh my god,
It was
get
like
it.
Then you saw
Come
his.
and get it.
Then you saw
And then his butt was ugly
Yeah,
as fuck.
but you saw his erect penis before you went between her legs.
Yeah, so this is what we do. We review movies for penises.
And we talk about chicken.
Oh, my
No, I
God.
will say that like this is the
Good
first
God.
movie that Romeo showed me that had more than one dick in it. Like seriously,
Every day.
movie. No. What
Every day we get further away from console.
No, well, what like? What movie did you show me? Like it was like
See,
the lesbian cannibals.
With Neon Demon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like that movie. No, that movie was good, but it was just what the hell, kind of like weird.
oh my
Like pornographic nonsense. I'm like, why did they eat her? And then why did they lay? like, why did they? Why were they all naked? Why did I need to see this?
Spoiler alert for a different movie.
Oh, that's not a spoiler. That's
Yes, it
definitely
is.
no. That's
Yes,
not a
it is.
spoiler. No,
Yes, it is.
what
I haven't
happens
seen the movie.
all leading up to that? That would be a spoiler.
The fact that it happens, it's still a spoiler.
It's at the end. You're good, and then it's not. It doesn't really affect the story other than that you just
It kind of
don't
does.
get attached.
does.
Don't get attached to anyone in that movie. Just don't.
Again, spoiler alert.
That's like
It's not like, oh, it's so obvious it's going to
Snake
happen
kills
in the beginning of
Oh my
Snake
god.
kills them.
All right. Anyway.
Gosh.
Rosebud is the sled. No, you're not going anywhere.
Good.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, it was just just some of the violence was a little excessive, but also none of the characters were kind of likable. They were kind of monotone, which I think in a way I kind of understand. In a way, I kind of understand why they did it, but at the same time, it kind of affected the pacing because. You
Yeah.
complained about the pacing. I don't think it was the fact that the movie was long, because it wasn't really that long,
No,
but it was just the fact that everyone had such monotone reactions to everything that it made it feel like the movie's kind of tired in a way.
No, when I think the pacing was a little off, it's like you kind of have this beautiful love scene or whatever, and then you immediately go to violence and gore, and I'm like that. Like, there's nothing leading up to these moments in which like the violence is depicted. It's like, okay, he's getting insulted, and then like maybe 5 minutes later, he's trying to kill this person in the most gruesome way possible. Like, there's nothing in between.
That was her mission, though. It's because the whole mission was for her to. Because the reason why she picked this person is because it would make sense for the person that he was possessing to, like, you know, that he was not in a position of power.
Yes,
it was the girlfriend making all the decisions, and it was the dad.
I get all.
And it was like, oh well, let's build a narrative of him. Basically, he had enough of it, and because he has a history of drugs, he goes crazy and kills them.
Yes, I get that part.
Yeah.
But it's still that whole like little 5-minute section that he's just like, I'm not gonna take this shit from you anymore, and then goes to do the excessive violence. I'm like,
I mean, she was building the narrative though. She was even told to do that. Like, okay, start a fight with him in public. It wasn't her choice. She was like, oh, just do it so that everyone could know that
you were mad at him.
That you were mad at him, which when the murder happens, it doesn't come as a surprise.
But it's like I guess I felt like there was another way to do it. Like, she's also being told to be efficient. You can shoot somebody with 6 different bullets and just like take your time killing them. The violence that was exhibited in the movie, I felt like there's nothing there to connect me to it. Like, it's just over the top, just to be over the top, I guess.
I mean,
True.
He
was like,
he needed to die like
I want an extravagant death. And the fact that he still didn't even die in the end, I'm like,
see, that's how it's not even a good movie because he didn't die.
No, I just think that that the excessive violence was because of her character, because she relishes the violence.
Yeah.
It was basically her character. So that's her character just coming out of the situation.
And I get that.
Coming out of the situation. But
I guess I just wish it was depicted better. Because it just feels like...
I mean, it's there.
It's there. Not that, but like, I wish they would just kind of like flesh out that, oh, she's done this, you know? Like, gave her, I guess, a bit more story. Because it's like, okay, she does something slightly...
I would have liked to see how she started.
Yeah. Or just
anything. You know what would have been
good?
To me, would have been good is like if you showed her at the beginning when she got the job, how she acted, and then like maybe in the middle of it when she lost her family, when they got divorced, blah blah blah. So like whatever between there and there, like whatever transition she went through, and then the end of it is like when she's finally
just done with everybody.
She's so fascinated with like all her
violence
kills,
and death.
like because when you start, I'm assuming she had some humanity, and then it just chipped away at her over the years and years and years.
I mean, I feel the movie kind of gives you enough information to kind of put those pieces together.
Yeah, but if you
they don't really like
saying it and then showing her 2 different things.
Yeah.
It's like you get to see someone.
I mean,
have you ever seen someone go from happy to sad? like that. Like it's
Over
like
the course
that.
of time.
Yeah, you want it because like it gives you like, oh wow, she started out like, oh blah blah blah. This is just a job. I'm just gonna do this. But then it's like it took the toll on her.
I guess
Is only relevant by what she's going through at the end. Like you don't see like how she started versus then. Like you just get the full on. Oh, I
like
have
this.
no fucks to give. I lost.
So basically, what you guys wanted was a glimpse of how she was
even
before.
even if it's just like
Well, I wanted
it could have been a minute long. It just like in like little clips, like just flashbacks of remember when I did this kill and it wasn't that big of a deal. Now look at this. I can't even like. I relish in it more, and I can't even pull the trigger because she showed her like she can't pull the trigger now, but she should have showed the moments where she's like, oh well, look what I can do, like that. That's what like that would have been more interesting than like that would have been like okay, she used to be able to do this like that versus now where she can't. That would have been like, oh wow, this really is like
taking a toll.
Yeah, it's taking that toll on her.
Yes. What I'm trying to say is, I felt like all of the characters were kind of like 2D.
Yeah.
Whereas,
and I'm not disagreeing with you on that.
Including our main character, I feel like she's also kind of a 2D person.
Yeah, but
I'm looking for just a tiny bit more depth with her. At least.
I think her character could have been fleshed out just a little bit more, and maybe would have made the impact of what she was going through just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like I said, just like it doesn't have to be full on arcs of what her past is. Like just like this is how she started. This is like when they got divorced and she moved out, like what that put her through, and at what point did she like stop being able to pull that trigger? Because they make it seem like that's a new thing, like she just didn't start doing that. She's starting it recently. She wasn't able to pull that trigger easily. So at what point did that happen, and what caused it? So like I would like really seen that because then I could see like, oh, this is really torturing her. Or she's really going through something, or she's like a lot of conflict in her mind. Versus here's all the conflict, here's what's going on right now, and you don't really fully know the why. They kind of just like tell you, oh, this is why this is happening, but they don't show you. I think showing you is like a better. For me, I would like to see like the anguish, the stress of it. Like that would make me feel more connected to her than just here's all the shit.
I mean,
deal with it.
I kind of get the stress of it, like from the first one, because after the person that she possesses gets killed, and they pull her out, she looks like she's mentally and physically just exhausted and shocked.
But actually, let's get to a different character.
Yeah.
Let's get to the lady that her boss, basically.
Yeah.
I hated her so much at the end of this movie.
Oh, I know. She had a big old fucking smile on her face.
I really like the actress. Her name is Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Seen her in stuff.
She came out in The Hateful Eight. She was the.
Okay, that's where it was. I knew it was something.
Yeah.
She was wearing something.
She was in The Hateful Eight, and she was in Annihilation.
Ooh.
Annihilation.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can say that she did well with her
I'm
part.
like, what?
Look, I know you somewhere.
Yeah, right. It's like, where the fuck is that bitch?
Do you remember the movie Anomalisa?
No, I've never seen it.
The animated film that looks like it's real life, but it's not. It was kind of trippy.
No.
It was an animated film. I showed it to you. It was the animated film where everybody around the male character is like everybody has the same voices. I don't know, and the same faces.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Okay.
I was high on myself.
The chick, and he falls in love with this chick because she had a different voice than everybody else,
right,
and she didn't have the same face. But okay, the chick she voiced.
Oh.
He voiced her too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. So she's done a range of different things, and I really like the actress. But yeah, I feel like she didn't really do much. But I don't blame her. I blame the writing. I feel like they really didn't give her much to do.
They didn't, but the part that she did do,
she did well.
Yes, and it made me like
really
look at her and be like, I don't like you.
It made you hate her.
I wish I could kill her.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah,
like, if you think about it, proves that she's a good actress. Like, if you can make someone hate you, you've done your acting well. Because, like, I'm sure that she's probably a beautiful woman in real life and sweet and everything. But like, if you can go into a role and be like, my purpose is to make everyone despise me so much.
Let's actually look at what really happened. She probably had maybe about 15 minutes of screen time in this entire movie, and we all still hate her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's basically apparently she used to do her job, and that she got to the point where she's old and wouldn't be able to handle it anymore, and she needed a predecessor, and her predecessor was the main character in the movie, and that's what she wanted her to do. She wanted to pass that mantle to her and do the thing that she can't do.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense then why she possessed the kid, because well, see, then that's the other thing. Like, if they could have given her like, oh, she already went through this. Like, she probably did have a family, and she killed them, and she realized, I need to get rid of this family. Because remember when she said,
but don't
you remember? They don't want to see you anymore. She tried to like hint that they don't want to be a part of your life. She tried to
protect the family in a way.
No, I think she just wanted them to be away from her because that was her regret.
Yes, but
when she went out of her way to go say no, and like it'll be cool, and but her face was like,
yes,
I'm gonna have to kill
that means that the boss drugged the kid to put the implant.
Yes. But see, I'm trying to look at the good. I'm trying to see the good in people. At least she gave her an out.
I don't think there's any good left.
At least she gave her an out.
No. Think about it. If she is before the main character,
yes,
her humanity was thrown out on the side of a road a long time ago. So killing kids is par for course. Like she's like, I killed a busload. I don't care. Whatever. I mean, remember that one school bus? I mean, it was on fire for a while. And so I think.
But if her humanity is completely and utterly gone, she would not give her employee in and out to save her family.
I don't know, but like when they pulled her out and she had a big fucking smile on her face.
Because she got what she wanted in the end.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that she's a good person.
For her to possess the kid, there is no empathy, there's no sympathy, there's no pity, there's no remorse.
At that point,
she is...
She doesn't even apologize for it.
No, she didn't apologize.
I am here 100% with you guys on that.
There is no good left in this human being.
There is a shred of humanity. Just a tiny, infinitesimal dot of humanity in that woman.
I don't take that as humanity. I take that as her just not wanting to deal with it. She's like, maybe I can just learn not to see them.
No,
and then I don't have to kill them.
She was trying to gain an opportunity.
She was being opportunistic. I will 100% get that.
She's like, it's so much paperwork to kill these people. Like, I have to fill it out. Theirs has to be in triplicate. Like, I don't want. Like, just don't go see them. How about it? Don't go see them, and then I don't have to fill all this bullshit.
That still gives our MC a chance to be happy, knowing that her family didn't die at the hands of her boss.
I don't think she has any money left. Like, if considering like what she had to put the main character through to get rid of her humanity, that bitch don't have any humanity going into it. Like, she probably has more of a sympathetic ear to her person, to the main character, because you know what, I'm training her. She's my protege. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. This in her world is her only relationship. She probably doesn't have Island. She probably don't have kids because she probably killed them, and she probably doesn't have any family members left either because she's old. Mm-hmm. So like, she doesn't have any attachments to the world anymore, and I think she knew that that kid and the husband were an attachment, and she realized she's never going to be as good as she could be.
Was about not liking the character. I'm trying to give you something to like this character for, even if it is tiny and 2 seconds. It is still better than nothing.
I mean, it's not that the character that I like is more of the idea and the situation that she's going through that made me interested in her, but doesn't really flesh out her character. If that makes sense.
It does. But it's like, I'm trying to hold on to the smallest bit of hope of maybe there's somebody who has a tiny bit of likability in this movie.
I like that you're holding on to hope instead.
Well, people don't always like just doom and gloom movies.
Well, I mean, I think this was that type of movie. I think this was
Yeah,
not a happy,
this was not a happy movie.
I never
Like,
gave the illusion that this was a happy movie.
If there was a dog or a cat in there, they would have killed it in some
Where in this
horrible way.
whole conversation did I give an illusion that this is a happy movie?
But I mean, it is a doom and gloom movie.
It is a doom and
It's
gloom movie,
like-
but the opposite of doom is hope. You have to give somebody.
There's no hope.
Do you realize that hope is the worst thing you could give people?
Yeah, but like,
So-
but I think I really think that what that lady wanted to do was not have to deal with the kids
Yes.
and the husband.
But what I'm going for, and I think what the writers were going for, was a hope that this person, even if it is for that reason or that is the ultimate goal to not deal with them, she tried to give this RMC a way out. It is to give to give the person who's watching some hope that this family will be alive. Only to crush it later, but it's still a small amount of hope for everyone to hang on to. Because literally, I'm so serious. In every horror movie and every action movie and every movie that's kind of like doom and gloomish, you always get some shred of hope before it's taken away from you. Because that's what keeps you interested in the movie. You're like, oh shit, are they going to survive? And when they don't, you're like, oh my god.
No, I kind of went in thinking they were gonna die.
That's you! But that's not the entire
literally went, I
viewing
really
world.
I went in and like
Romeo.
some of the dialogue she says like.
Am I wrong though?
What she said something about them.
What?
Her not.
About like in all these types of movies, doom and gloom movies, you are given a small amount of hope.
That they'll pull out of it. Maybe just a shred of it. But,
Thank you. That's all I'm trying to say.
I
And I'm like,
shred.
there is a shred, right?
There is a shred,
But
but
I'm not saying that the shred has to be fulfilled. I'm just saying that the shred is what we are holding on to get to the end of the movie.
yeah. So
So
Let me
that's
get my
totally
one-
fine.
like my eyelash. That was the hope in the movie,
Yeah.
and it's gone.
But see,
like, that's
if
what
the
that is.
movie is just completely and utterly sad, what do people have to watch it for?
No, I don't think.
That's another thing. Like now, I feel like we're in the point where we're finalizing our thoughts. Would you guys ever recommend this movie? And if you do, who do you think this movie would be for?
I would recommend this movie.
I would. I mean, it's interesting. It has an interesting plot. It has an interesting like.
Ideas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
has
is an interesting vehicle to actually kind
I
of
mean,
get
the
ideas from
whole
start
the
to
whole
finish.
idea of it being an assassin like that, like, you know,
It kind
you're
of
not a sniper. You're not. You're not you're not like someone from Assassin's Creed.
It kind of reminded me a little bit of, I'm not sure if you ever guys seen the TV show Black Mirror.
No.
Kind of
Yes.
had those vibes.
Yeah.
Had like Black Mirror vibes. It did remind me a lot of that. I definitely recommend, if you guys are Cronenberg fans, you'll probably like this movie.
I was gonna say, if you're a Black Mirror fan, which a ton of people
Black Mirror fans.
you would like this movie. I mean,
Because it felt like a Black Mirror movie.
even if you're a fan of sci-fi and just kind of like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
the futuristic of the way the world may be, you might like this movie.
5 years from now.
Yeah,
I
but
did
I think
yeah.
Wait, when does this movie take place? Like what?
It's unspecific, but I know it's in the future.
Yes.
It just weren't specific what the future is.
But
Which I don't think it's important.
Yeah, what I will say this movie did really well was the concept that they was using as a vehicle, like the way that the story was going through. It's like you take over this person and then you dispose of the person. I think that was an actual like great vehicle to get from start to finish, and just kind of like guide the movie along. I may not have liked the way that it started and was going slow and then fast, and then slow and fast the whole entire time, but ultimately I was interested.
Okay.
And I was not totally invested, but I was kind of like, oh, this is interesting. I can keep watching. Let me just see what happens in the end, you know?
Yeah. Okay. James.
That's a good movie.
Okay.
I would recommend it. I would say if you wanted it like, other than the lady not being fleshed out a little more, it was good. I liked it. It was good. I mean, like if you like gory things,
Yeah.
or
Oh,
like,
yeah.
or
Gorehounds.
like really intense like situations like that, like you're gonna love this movie.
Yeah,
It's
gore
really good.
hounds out there. If you like,
If
you want your
like
gore,
murder porn,
If you like seeing Chong
Yeah.
die,
if you like murder
you will like love this movie. He doesn't die, but he gets tortured, like hardcore just you can't like this just sucks. Like I would have wished for death.
Yeah.
Like
120%.
Like please just shoot me instead.
Okay. So ratings, what would you give it? Either a 1 to 10 or maybe a star rating, 5-star rating. No. What would you guys give it?
I would give
Probably-
it a 6.
I would give it a 7.
Probably a 6.5.
6.
Like
Damn, I give it.
I really feel like it's a good movie. It has a lot of a lot of interesting plot to it. I just feel that the character could have been like maybe just a little bit more fleshed out, but that's like my only gripe. Like I wish her character was just a little bit more fleshed out to where we really understood like where like what kind of like in her mind like where it was versus now.
Yeah.
Like the contrast would have been nice to see.
Mm-hmm. So basically, I gave it a 7. You gave it a 6.
You gave it
6.5. So our overall rating for I guess
It's a solid
for the
movie.
for the I guess our overall rating for the Grumpy Bears is basically a 6.5.
So
With a decent review.
What is that? C?
A D.
No, it's a D is like 5 or 4.
Really? No, I was just going by percentages. Like 10 big 100.
It's more of a C.
Okay, well, it's a C- movie.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, what does Rotten Tomatoes say?
I don't know.
What's
I don't really follow Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean, Rotten Tomatoes is rigged anyway.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of rigged. But
Why did you want to see Godzilla and King Kong and make Godzilla? It's just
it's
I know.
it's dumb. It looks
it's
like
a dumb action movie. I mean, it's just like
I'm like, why would I want to watch a dumb action movie? I don't really care. I'm not gonna want to watch. I'm not gonna be invested. I'm just gonna be like, oh, that's cool.
that's what I'm watching it for. Just like, oh look, he's gonna beat up a monkey.
This is like a
And
waste
then the
of
monkey
time.
gets an axe.
I'd rather watch like some gay bear movie.
Okay, so before we end,
okay.
who gets to pick the next movie?
Rotten Tomatoes.
93.
Gave it
Wow.
93%.
But the audience gives it a 59, which is basically a 60.
So we
everybody-
gave it a better rating than the audience.
So we're on par with the audience.
Yes.
Kind of, yeah.
Like we're a little bit higher than the audience.
Yeah. I mean, I have my issues. I don't think it's a perfect movie, but I have my issues with it. But I think
there's very few perfect movies in the world.
Yeah.
This is true.
I just think that I like the ideas of it.
Yeah.
I feel like it was more of
That's like 5 of the points for me because like
Given-
the ideas of the idea of the movie is really good.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying, given a more experienced director, this movie could have been A1.
Yeah, but writing on the
And the rating.
No, but like him writing on the experience of his dad, it wasn't a bad movie.
Yes.
No.
But I'm like, it could have been better.
Yeah, which I think. Okay,
Who gets to pick the next movie?
before
That's you.
Me?
okay, yeah, but before we end the episode, we have to make a recommendation for the next episode. So if
Okay, I actually have one.
Go for it.
then go for it.
Equilibrium.
Okay, so if you guys like this first episode,
I've seen it
Oh
like
my
a
God.
dozen times. I think it's really good. It's like I don't ever remember it being in theaters. I don't remember it being really like pushed. I don't remember that. Maybe I was in a hole somewhere when it was, but like it has Christian Bale, has Sean Bean in it again.
Oh my god.
Yeah, all right, and it takes place in the future. It's really interesting, and their world is interesting.
Okay.
So I think I would love to hear what you guys think because I really liked it.
okay.
So
if you
before we
guys,
end, one other thing. If you guys have a recommendation for a movie that you want us to watch, please let us know.
If there's a movie you guys want us to watch, after your turn, we'll do an audience pick.
Yes.
So we'll do. So you get to think about what you're gonna make us watch next.
I'm gonna try to.
So if you
On my
guys,
turn, I'm gonna pick Justice League again.
No.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
If you
Both
guys-
cuts.
yeah, so
Both
if you-
Only one.
That's 18 hours.
Okay.
Fuck you.
so if you like if you like our first episode and our first rambling, please tune in to our second episode for Equilibrium. If you guys want to be part of the conversation, just watch it.
Watch Equilibrium.
Watch Equilibrium, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Netflix or Prime.
I'm pretty sure we could.
I think it's on Prime.
We could
Between
find
the
our
three
way.
of us,
We could find our
It's
way.
on one of the things that we have on my PlayStation. It's on one of them. It's gotta be.
Okay, so should we end the episode?
Dave.
thank you all for watching.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so much. It was fun.
It was fun.
Tune in. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.